Hey, what's up, guys? This is Adrian, and welcome to Hybridicious here on FIFA Gaming HD. So last week I did a 5-back formation, and this week I thought to myself, let's do a 3-back formation for the first time. This is the first time I have done a 3-back, and it was quite fun. It was a different type of hybrid, but it ended up working out quite well. So let's get started with the team. And in net, we had the team of the year, Roberto. He stands at 6'4", and I bought him for around 13,500 coins. So that's a pretty good deal for the player. If you look at his stats, 90 diving, 86 reflexes, and once you pair that with his height, he was very good at stopping finesse shots. And I'm sure we're all aware that the most common shot on FIFA is the finesse shot. So that's what's really important for keepers is height, diving, and reflexes, and positioning is also important. And he does have 84. So overall, for 13,000, that's nearly discount value. Really good keeper. And then we move on to the central defender, and in that position we had Cesar Arzevo, and he stands at 6'1", and I mean Cesar Arzo. I always mispronounce his name. 6'1", 700 coins, not that bad. If you look at his stats, nothing really stands out at you, and he kind of plays like that in game. He's not amazing, but he's not bad. I didn't really notice him, and for a defender, that's a really good thing sometimes because that means he didn't make any big mistakes. No accidental clearances that went to the striker that led to a one-on-one. No missed tackles, no red cards. So overall, really solid player. And for 700 coins, you really can't go wrong. And then we move on to the team of the year, Javi Martinez, and this guy was absolutely amazing. Stands at 6'3". He is a little bit more expensive at 84,000 coins, but he's definitely worth it. If you look at his stats, just absolutely amazing. And he is the third inform. And how it usually works, or how I see it usually working, is the first inform usually gets some decent upgrades. The second inform is the one that really gets the really good upgrades, and then by the third inform they just start adding like random stats the player probably doesn't deserve. Like he has 72 finishing, 95 short passing. I doubt he has those kind of stats in game or in real life, but in game he does. He also has 99 strength, 98 tactical awareness, and 95 stand tackle. So this guy is an absolute monster at the center back position. Well worth the coins, and he definitely kept the defense together. And then we move on to the informed Subotic, another really tall defender, stands at 6'4". Bought him for 35,000 coins, which is pretty good. For the stats that you get, you have 75 pace, 87 defending. I believe he has something like 78 sprint speed, which is really quick for such a tall defender, and 92 marking, which basically means he's always going to be on a player, whether it be a striker or a winger, and he's not going to let them come by and get a quick run and like a one-on-one with the keeper. So he's always in a good position to stop the interception and basically break up a play. So overall, really good player, and he's worth 70, 80k easily. It's kind of criminal that he's only going for 35,000 coins. And then we move on to the left middle, and in that position we had Tosic, and he plays in the Russian league. As you guys can see, he's only 5'7", and he is 91 pace. So he's one of those shorter, faster players. As you guys can see, 85 dribbling, really good dribbling in game. He's left-footed, and he's got pretty solid finishing and free kick stats. The problem was there were so many good attackers on this team, he didn't really stand out. He did score a few goals, but he wasn't really amazing. But he's definitely worth the 700 coins, which I paid, and he's also 4-star skill moves. So overall, a nice little player to have on any team. And then we move on to the central midfield, and in the left spot we had Matic, and this guy was absolutely amazing. And when I first saw him, I thought I would use him for chemistry purposes, and you guys will see later on. 350 coins. He looks like an old man. I thought he was going to be unathletic. 75 pace. He definitely did not lack in the pace department. Really good player. Defensively, he was solid. 70 stand tackle. That's really good for a 71 rated player. And even though his long shot was only 71, he does have the long shot trait. And for me, it seems that any player that does have the long shot trait automatically a beast at long shots, and in my opinion he did have the best long shots on the team. I only played 6 or 7 games, but he was the only player to score a long shot, and even some long shots he went off the post, they were always close, and that's probably the most important thing. So overall, a really good player, and he was definitely the surprise of the team. I was not expecting him to be as good as he was. As I said before, he was there for chemistry purposes, but it worked out quite well. And then in the midfield, we have Raul, and this is his second inform. So like I said, second informs usually have the better stats. And this guy definitely has some monster stats. As you guys can see, I picked him up for 17,500 coins. Not bad. And you look at his stats, he is originally set as a center forward, but I thought with the lack of pace and the lack of good Spanish midfielders in the Bundesliga, I thought I'd give him a go, and he worked wonders in the midfield. Great shooting, great long shot, great dribbling, which is really important for a midfielder. A lot of people underestimate, the effectiveness of a first touch, and his first touch is, it's monstrous. Every time he gets the ball, stops right at his feet and he's ready to make another pass. And you really don't notice that in game, but he's very, very good in game as a midfielder. 84 heading, so he is, somewhat decent in the midfield. You will have a lot of clearances to make, and he's definitely a good player. And as I said with his stats, 99 finishing, 90 ball control, some really good stats for an 85 rated player. And for only 17,000 coins, that's a great, great deal. And then we move on to the Team of the Year, Farfan. As you guys can see, he's only 38,000 coins, and that is absolutely ridiculous. If I were to use this guy and then, give him a price, I'd say 1 to 200k. This guy is actually that good. 5'10". If you look at his stats, just amazing. 87 pace, 80 shooting. And what's really good about him, he has 88 sprint speed and 78 strength. And as you guys probably most know, all fullbacks, with the exception of your Taibos, are fairly weak. And what he basically does is, being a winger, he's always able to outmuscle the weaker fullbacks. Get in a position to score. Make a cross. And he has 4-star skill moves, very fun to skill with. Great ball control. And honestly, I could go on this guy for hours just explaining how good he is. Great player. And you guys will see a few nice goals with him later on in the video. And then we move on to the left wing, and we have probably the worst player on the team, but I was expecting this. He's only 64 rated. And what I did is I had a custom formation, and I set him as a left back. And the reason why I did that is he has, 52 defending, not that good, but he does have 70 strength. And in my opinion, players who are strong and somewhat fast, they can get away with being a defender. It doesn't seem to matter what your stand tackle is. I seem to, intercept the ball more and push people off the ball more often than I do tackle them. So overall, decent player. I didn't really notice him in game, which is good because he was there once again for chemistry purposes. And then we move on to the striker, and in this position we had Zidane, and he was the recommended player. Someone challenged me to make a creative team. As I say, I like being challenged. And there's not too many Egyptian players, so I try to make it around Zidane being the best Egyptian player in Ultimate Team. And of course, I had to use Al Gabas being the only left wing from Egypt. So overall, it was a pretty good team. And as you guys can see, Zidane, 16,000 coins. I did get kind of lucky when I was looking at him for the first hour or two. He was going for around 22k. So I got a pretty good deal with him. He's only 5'8", so he's definitely not fit as a striker. And overall, not that fast, 80 pace, really good shooting and really good ball control. Overall, a really good player, and he's definitely worth the coins. And then finally, we move on to the man of the team. Hands down, this guy is absolutely amazing. You guys probably noticed my voice got a little bit more energetic, and that's how amazing this guy is. I'm probably the biggest Arnautovic fanboy, and it's really hard not to be. 6'4", 4-star skill moves, and he goes for discount value. It's actually really interesting because he's the cheapest inform I've ever bought on Ultimate Team. Only 10,000 coins. Let's say if I were to discard him, I would lose about 500 coins. So you cannot go wrong with him. He's right-footed. And if you look at his stats, he's just absolutely amazing. In game, he's got something like 85 finishing, 86 curve, which really gives him a really good finesse shot. 81 sprint speed, so he doesn't lack any pace for a tall player. And once again, 4-star skill moves and really good dribbling. This guy is basically a miniature Ibra. And if you guys are looking for an Ibra-esque player, unfortunately he does not have 5-star skill moves, but for 10,000 coins, you cannot go wrong. And I scored some amazing goals. Actually, I think every goal, except for a few goals, was scored with Arnautovic. That's how good he is, and of course he is set as a right wing. So what I did in game is I switched him and Zidane around. So Arnautovic being 6'4", he would take care of all the headers and all the goal kicks. He's really good at directing it to a teammate. And then once I said what I did was I put, I believe, Tosic on the right side, being left-footed to cut in. Farfan was as a left wing because he's right-footed, and I really wanted to use him because he is 38k and he does have some of the better shots and the better dribbling stats on the team. And of course, as I said, I played Al Gabas as a left back in a custom formation. So in game, that's what the team looked like. It played absolutely magnificent. Now we move on to the goals, and this week, this team was actually so good. I only had to play 5 or 6 games to get the clips, which is a lot better than usual. Usually I play about 10 to 15 games. This week I only played 6 or 7, so it really goes to show you how good the team was and just how easy it is to score goals with the team. And another thing I saw in one of my previous episodes is you guys were looking at the goal scoring record on the Xbox, and there is a problem with the goal scoring record on the Xbox. Beautiful volley from Arnautovic. Anyways, there's the problem for me. I disconnect after every, I say, second game. I don't know whether it's my connection or the fact that I live in Canada, but I do have connection problems. And basically, what happens, I can score 5 goals with Arnautovic, and if I disconnect, it will not count. So I believe Team of the Year De Jong had like 1 goal in 30 games. It doesn't register for me. Once again, I do disconnect a lot of games. I have an absolutely terrible record because of that. And unfortunately, I can't play a lot of tournaments. But once again, do not look at the goal scoring as a reference point for how good the player is. It's goal scoring from every player that's used the player, and that might mean maybe some bad player bought him and got a bad goal scoring record. And I make that goal scoring record a lot worse when I play because my connection does not allow me to finish games. That's pretty much it. So we're coming to an end, but once again, guys, I think I say this in every episode now. Any recommendations, you guys? For example, someone recommended that I don't do the compilations at the end of the episode, and I'm completely fine with that. Commentating over it takes like 2-3 minutes, and making a compilation might take up to half an hour. So if you do prefer me talking over the clips at the end of the episode as opposed to a compilation, definitely let me know. I take everything into consideration, and if you guys have any more suggestions for hybrids for the future, I'm still taking suggestions, so leave a comment. And I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you guys want more episodes from Hybridicious, make sure to check out my channel. I do have a few more episodes. For example, if you're looking for a hybrid around the Kagawa, I do have a episode up on my channel. And I will leave you guys off with a beautiful, beautiful overhead kick from Arnautovic. That was very anticlimactic, but I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and have yourself a wonderful day.